Alright loves, so welcome back to Trevina's Space. So today I'm making sweet potato pudding. It's a Jamaican dessert. I know some person have sweet potato pie and sweet potato, but we have our sweet potato pudding, and it's really a Jamaican tradition or a dish that we always make. So I have 2 pounds of sweet potato here. I have a really big one. I think this we have about 1 1/3 or something, and then we have a smaller one. So we're starting with 2 pounds of sweet potato. Now traditionally this is grated. No, I don't have no time for that. So I don't grate. I hate gratering. So if you never hear me say it on the channel, let me just reiterate, I hate gratering. Alright, so I don't grater it. What I'm going to do is clean it, and I'm going to put it in our blender. Right, so we're going to take the skin. So we're just peeling the skin off. Of course I washed it before, and I'm just taking the skin off of the potato. Now once I clean the skin off, I'm just going to cut it up in pieces and then put it in the blender and mix it with the coconut milk. Alright, so we're going to fast forward through me cleaning the potato. Alright love, so finished cleaning them, so we're just going to cut off the little tops. Now don't worry if it starts to change color a little, that's quite okay. Ooh, you see, look there. So I tell you, you don't even know what you're getting sometimes, because look in this sweet potato, it's a mess. It's a utter and complete mess. So we can't really use this section of it, so we have to throw that. So a good thing is a little bit over 2 pounds about. Alright, so let's cut this big one. Alright, so this one is perfectly good. Alright love, so I said this was almost 2 pounds by itself. So we're cutting it down. Be careful, because sweet potato sometimes can be tricky to cut, so be very careful with the knife. So we're going to cut off this section right here. Right? And just through that little section there. There we go. So be careful when cutting it, as I said. Look at that. Alright, so I'm gonna cut it up. As I said, I'm not gratering it. I don't like that grate or something. Sorry. So I'm just cutting it up in small cubes so it's easy to process in the blender. As I said, traditionally people sit down and grate it. Now if you want to do that, great. I'm not going to do it. Trying to make it easier for you here, not harder. So we're just cutting them up in big chunks and then slicing them so that they're easier to process in our blender. That's it. Let me just take up the blender here. Hello, so to our sweet potato in the blender, we are going to add 2 cups of coconut milk. Again, traditionally, persons use the coconut, the actual fruit, and grate it and then use the milk from it. I have no time for that. I'm not telling you something like that. Don't know it take too long. Trying to make this quick and easy, not trying to make it more complicated, right? So I just use the regular Grace coconut milk, really good. That's what we're going to be using. We're going to measure out 2 cups. See how thick and nice it is? So that's 1 cup. So I need to open the next can, shake it up, open the tops. There we go. Carry it up to make it two cups. Let me throw it out a little bit. So 2 cups of coconut milk. Right? And we're going to use our spatula to get out all of that because you notice it's still coating the cup. I don't like waste nothing. So we are going to get out that lovely coconut milk. So just using the spatula to scrape the cup and then scrape it in the blender. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and process this, blend this together, and that will be our liquid ingredients. Well, to this I'm going to also add, so guys, I'm trying to make this so easy for you, so easy. Alright, love, so we're gonna go ahead and start to blend this together. Alright, love, so this is what it looks like when we are finished blending it, and that is what we want. Alright, you don't want it too thick and you don't want it too thin. So that's it. So we're gonna prepare the dry ingredients now and then mix both together and then pop them in the oven. Simple as that. I'm just gonna do 2 different ones because I want to show you I'm going to top one different from the other. But that is it. So let's get the dry ingredients together. Alright, love, so for our dry ingredients, we are going to add 1 cup of flour, and we're going to sieve that flour because, you know, baking, we want to ensure that it is nice consistency. I don't know where I put that strainer. Hold on, I have to go look for the strainer. Take 2. So we're going to go ahead and get our dry ingredients together. So we're using 1 cup of flour, all-purpose flour, 1 cup. That's all we're using. And let's sieve that. Done, bam. To that, we're going to also add 1 cup of brown sugar. You can definitely substitute this for coconut sugar if you would like. Right? So 1 cup of sugar, brown sugar. We are going to go ahead and add a tablespoon of cinnamon. Guys, so there's something that give me trouble for come out. Right, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I'm going to use a tablespoon of mixed spice. and I'm going to use half a tablespoon of nutmeg powder. Now, of course, if you have the fresh nutmeg, you can do it. I'm just can't bother. Alright, so that is it. We are going to add a sprinkle of salt, literally a sprinkle. There we go. And we're going to mix that together, but before we mix it together, I'm going to pour the raisin in it, because you want the raisin to get mixed up with all of that so it doesn't just sink all the way to the bottom of the pudding. Oh, those things happen in the kitchen, guys. See, slip out of my hand, so it go. Those things happen sometimes. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah? No, look. The only other thing we're going to add to this now, it is 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. So I put a little in there for good measure, a little extra. Right? So we're just going to use the spatula and we are going to mix all of that together. So just mix all of that until the raisins are covered in the flour and the spice mixture, and everything is just fully incorporated. Once we've done that, then I'm going to go ahead and pour in our liquid mixture. All right? So let's add the liquid mixture to this. Just like that. Scrape out all those good stuff. Don't want to waste any of it. And we're going to mix all of that together. Oh, guys, you should smell in here. Tell you the kitchen is something else. Woo! See all of the spices, the pieces, flecks of it you're seeing in it. Yay! Just getting all of that mixed together. So ensure that you're scraping the sides, you're scraping at the bottom, because you want to make sure all the flour mixture is incorporated. That's it. So our batter is done. We've put it together and that is it. It's complete. So we're gonna go ahead now and pour them into the baking dish. Alright, loves, so here we have it, and our pans are lightly greased. So we just have 2 small pans here. You could put this in one big one, but as I said, you can definitely put this into one big one, but I wanted to show you another way that I top one of them. So all of that good stuff you scrape in. Alright, and then you are just gonna leave them there for about 20 minutes to just settle a little bit before we pop them in the oven. Alright, so that's how they look. So we're gonna let them rest there for about 20 minutes and then we get back. Alright, love, so we're gonna go ahead and pop them in the oven now. They've been resting. So we're gonna go ahead and put them in the oven. They're gonna be baking for probably about 30 to 40 minutes. This one is a little bit less than the other, so about 30 to 40 minutes, but that's what it looks like. And when it's close to being finished, I'm going to put something on top of this one to show you another way that I do it, just to give it a little something, yeah? So that is our sweet potato pudding. Yes, Jesus. Alright, love, so our potato puddings are out of the oven. Now this one, as you would have seen in the clip before, I simply put some marshmallows on top and then popped it back in the oven. So if you want to make it just a little bit fancy, now it is not how I would like it. If I had a burner, then I would go ahead and burn it so it gets that crystallized top, but I just popped it in the oven. You can also pop it under your broiler if you'd like to get the marshmallow getting that dark color, but I decided not to and just leave it like that. So that is what I said. You can top it different if you want a little different thing. And then we have our regular potato pudding right here. There we go. So that is how our potato puddings are looking. So this one has the marshmallow topped and this one is just regular. All right, so